I've been sparring, guys. I've been sparring like crazy. I probably haven't swung at anybody in about, it feels like 3 months. That's how long it's been since the Lakers have won a game. What is going on, everybody? Thank you very much for tuning in. Lakers over the Grizzlies, 116 to 110, the final score. I got it. I still got it, guys. You know that guy that goes in the gym? He hasn't been in the gym in a while, right? He hasn't taken a jumper in a while. It's still wet. Top of the key, forget about it. It's still wet out there. Appreciate you guys being a part of the show. Lakers over the Grizz, 116-110 the final score, 14-12 on the season. We got a lot to get into. Can I just say this here real quick before I get into anything else? They got to freaking fix the NBA. Guys, how awful are some of these games with all the stoppage when you have the broadcasters of Spectrum SportsNet, Billy Mack, Stu Lance, as good as it gets? How many times are they complaining, saying, please, just keep the game moving? It is truly, truly one of the worst things to watch is the way the NBA is played right now. It's awful. Some people want some more of these. I got you, guys. I got you. I know it's been 6 months since I've been in a ring. It's been a while since I've been in the ring. I'm ready to go. But the product of play, the speed of the game, my God, stop killing the game. Let these guys play. Everything is a review. Everything is a timeout. Everything is, anyways, it's a lot of that. Let's just say it. It doesn't matter how the Lakers won tonight. This is one of the better games Lakers have played all season long. That's the bottom line. Just let me simplify this. I tweeted something out at halftime. Like, where the hell has this team been in the last month? Did the Grizzlies make it a game? Did they make it a little bit closer? Sure. It was never a game. Lakers had complete control of this game. And this is against a squad. Memphis had won 10 of their last 11 games. Let me just do this here real quick, just because Austin Reaves right now was talking to Mike Trudell. Let's take a quick listen there, and he's doing it on the court. Take a listen.
Preserving and finding a way to win nonetheless.
I feel like this game was like 4 hours long, to be honest. So
it was almost 3.
All the stoppages and reviews, and but that's what happens when two good teams get together and compete their ass off. They very easily could have laid down when we went up 20, and they didn't do that. They kept fighting. We got to do a better job to, put them away earlier so I don't get elbowed in the face. But no, just, any win in this league is good. There was a lot of good things we did tonight, so we'll watch the film tomorrow or whenever and build on it.
Yeah, we saw that on the replay. Certainly didn't look intentional or anything, but Edie did catch a square in the mouth there. Right? Is that a big part of your game, though, just finding a way to stick in, even if you're out down there with a 7-footer like that?
Yeah, I asked him if I laid on the ground a little longer, if they would have reviewed it for me, but apparently they didn't. Since they didn't call anything, they couldn't do it. He definitely didn't mean to do it. I was walking back out after the timeout. He'd come over and checked in. So
damn, he's got a lump.
It's just healthy competition, and you love to see it. He's a big man down there. He's a problem down there, and shout out to him for doing what he does for that team. And but yeah, just play hard.
So 2 games back for you now since you missed the 5. The defense has been much better. And where did that come from? What did you see on the defensive end tonight?
Definitely isn't me. It's just the collective group, the chemistry that we have together. Obviously, AD being AD, but that has nothing to do with me. That just has to do with, good coaching, good, individual effort, but also team effort at the same time.
All right, we're going to stop it right there. All right, that's Austin Reaves, obviously, with Mike Trudell. Reaves was out for a number of games. He's back. So let's get into it here. I'm ready to get started. I appreciate you guys tuning in for the post-game show. If you guys have yet to subscribe to this channel, do me a favor, subscribe. If you're a Laker fan, SoCal sports fan, trust me, I got you guys covered. I'm rolling up my sleeves Monday through Friday and even on Sunday nights because, of course, I'm going to do a post-game show for the Lakers. Couple thoughts here on this game, and I'm seeing a lot of the comments already. And let me just say this, and I see some people saying, hey, if Memphis could hit a shot, then the Lakers would have lost this game. Hey, if Memphis, if Ja Morant had a good game, Memphis would have won this game. I don't get a chance to do this too often, so I'm going to do it tonight. Who gives a shit? Who cares? There's been plenty of games where the Lakers have, if Anthony Davis doesn't make a careless pass against Atlanta, Lakers win the game. If Anthony Davis, LeBron James, and Austin Reaves don't go, what'd they go in that game against Orlando? I can't remember off the top of my head. 3 of 9, 6 of 10, or 4 of 10 from the free throw line, something like that, they would have won that game. That's the NBA. What I don't want to hear tonight, at least from my perspective, Lakers have been getting their ass kicked in so many games. They're 3-8 in their last 11 games. Do I really want to bitch and complain of how the Lakers won tonight? They won. They held a Memphis team that's as good as any squad out there when it comes to scoring to just 110 points. And a lot of those points kind of came in the last couple of minutes. They held Ja Morant to 6 of 21 from the field for just 20 points. They held Desmond Bane to just 7 points. I've watched a lot of Memphis Grizzlies basketball every time they play the Lakers. I don't remember a time Desmond Bane didn't have 20 on the Lakers. I don't remember too many times where Ja Morant doesn't score. Even if he got 20, was he efficient? Was he not efficient? I really don't care how the Lakers won this game. This is the league. This is the NBA. Lakers are desperate for trying to get wins. I don't care that they shot under 40% from the field. I don't care that they shot 32% from the three-point line. What I care about is the Lakers got a W. And that's been very, very difficult for the Lakers to get over the course of the last 3-4 weeks. Think of the 3-8 record that they went on. Think of the teams that they beat in the 3-8 record. I'll tell you, this memory right here, it's unbelievable, this memory. They beat Portland, a team that literally has no interest in winning games. They beat Utah. There's another team that is going to fight for a lottery pick, and they only beat them by 1. Thank you to the coach of the Utah Jazz for calling a timeout. And they beat the San Antonio Spurs, a young team that's still kind of figuring things out. Give the Lakers credit for that San Antonio Spurs game. Guys, that's the only 3 games they've won in the last 11. They're losing to everybody. Good teams, bad teams, average teams. And Memphis is one of the elite teams in the Western Conference. Now, do I think Memphis is going to come out of the West? I don't, but that doesn't really matter. I guess the point that I'm trying to make here, as Austin Reaves and Mike Trudell was doing their thing, I was reading some of these comments here. If the Lakers, who are 14-12, who started the season out 10-4, had a chance to go 11-4. If we're going to get picky about what wins, I don't know what you want me to tell you, because I'm not going to be picky about it. I'm going to take all those losses that they had. Hopefully they learn from. Hopefully there's no more 29-point, 25-point, 41-point blowouts that the Lakers were running into over these last couple of weeks. And if they just happen to win a game on a Sunday night against a good Memphis Grizzlies team, you're not going to catch me bitching and complaining, because I got nothing to bitch and complain about. They controlled this game tonight. Do you know the biggest lead that the Memphis Grizzlies had in this game? 0. Memphis never led from the beginning. I think the Lakers started the game 6-0, 7-0, something like that, and they went the entire way. So that 1 point Lakers were up 23. Yes, did it get a little bit more interesting? Well, it only got interesting because AD had some kind of stinger or whatever he had in his left arm, and he had to leave the game. By the time he came back, things settled down and Lakers won the game. So I would look at it more like that than look at it from any other direction. I understand that maybe because the Lakers haven't given too much to cheer about over these last couple of weeks. I understand it's easy to find something to criticize. Not tonight. What the hell are we going to criticize him about tonight? Anthony Davis, speaking of AD, isn't it kind of funny with Anthony Davis? This dude, phenomenal tonight. Just phenomenal. I encourage you guys to do something. Now, I'm just a nut, and I just love basketball, and I find myself doing this because I really do love the game of basketball. In general, the game of basketball. I don't even care what level I'm watching. I just love basketball. Next game Lakers play, do me a favor. Watch Anthony Davis just on defense. Don't pay attention to him on offense. Watch Anthony Davis just on defense. AD had 40 tonight. Go watch Anthony Davis on defense and try to pay no attention in what he does on offense. The guy's incredible. The reason why Memphis instantly went on a run is because AD wasn't in the middle. AD didn't, he wasn't kind of lurking like he does, ready to on any type of help or kind of funnel everybody to Anthony Davis. The dude's amazing. He can guard guards. He could guard forwards. He could guard centers. It doesn't matter. AD, one of these nights tonight was one of those games where it's games like this that frustrate Laker fans most when you talk about Anthony Davis because he was so dominant tonight. From the get-go, he was amazing. He was 15 of 22 from the field. He had 40 and 16. He was 9 to 12 from the free throw line. Oh, by the way, block shot, couple of steals. That's just Anthony Davis, and that's AD's brilliance. But he was really amazing tonight. You know, he's had some weird moments this year as well, where he started off the season where people like me are sitting back and saying, you guys better be talking about this dude with MVP. And then, 3-4 games go by and I'm like, hey, look at this idiot. Remember this guy that was saying Anthony Davis should be MVP, where he had games where he was dropping 12 points and 8 points. And we're like, what the hell is going on with Anthony Davis? Maybe it's injuries. Maybe it's that plantar fasciitis that I've heard them say a couple different times on the broadcast. Whatever the reasoning is, when that dude has it going, he's as good as anybody in the league and just was dominant tonight. Bron came back. If Bron would have missed tonight's game, then I think I would have had real concern. Let me tell you, let me just kind of give you my quick critique on LeBron. And you guys tell me if you agree with this or disagree with this. I feel at this stage of Bron's career, when Bron tries playing a little bit more like one of the guys, like, okay, AD eats first. Make sure Anthony Davis gets everything first. And when AD's done eating, then let me do what I do. But I feel like when Bron is, all right, let's keep that ball moving. Let's make sure not everything is isolation basketball. The shot clock is dribbling down and here I am, or is winding down and here I am, 7 on the shot clock, 6, 5. Bron, what are you going to do? And he's got to hoist up a 22-footer or a 23-footer. I feel like at this stage of Bron's career, the more he could be one of the guys. Now, he's got to have confidence that guys like Austin Reaves and Max Christie and Gabe Vincent and D'Angelo Russell and all these other players, he's got to have confidence that these guys can make it happen. But the Lakers will be a much bigger threat with the team that they have. Listen, this roster is not good enough to compete in the West. We all know that. I'm not breaking any news to anybody. It's not good enough to compete in the Western Conference. I'm talking about really competing in the West. But Bron can almost help himself out. I thought tonight he wasn't super efficient. 7 of 17 is not, obviously efficient. That's not the greatest night. Had 8 assists, had 8 rebounds, still had 5 turnovers. I'm going to give you guys 4 players. D'Angelo had 3 turnovers. Rui, how do you possibly have 3 turnovers? Anthony Davis had 4 turnovers, and LeBron had 5 turnovers. That's not clean basketball. Obviously, those guys got to clean it up. It's been an issue that Bron has had. But when LeBron, again, I go back to this, at this stage of his career, don't be so predictable. Don't be, I got to go ISO on this guy. No, you don't have to go ISO. And frankly, there are times where that does work, and there's a lot of times where that doesn't work. By the way, everybody starts ball watching. You guys tell me in the NBA today, tell me what teams play, especially if their star is 39, about to turn 40 years old. That's not good basketball. It's too predictable. It's easier for teams to play defense on you. I thought Bron tonight had moments where everything was going through Anthony Davis. And then when LeBron had it, it wasn't, well, I'm just going to hold the ball for 10, 15 seconds of the shot clock. That portion of the game I enjoyed as well. All right, let's take a quick listen. JJ Redick is talking, and then I'm going to get to some of your guys' comments. Here's JJ Redick on the Lakers win. Take a quick listen.
I would say an outstanding job. It wasn't perfect, but we did an outstanding job of not allowing them to get middle every time. Those high shifts were really good for us.
JJ, 80 tied a season high with 40 points tonight. Obviously had the shoulder incident in the third. I guess, 1, do you have an update on the status of his shoulder? And 2, feels like his mid-range.
I don't want to speak. I don't want to speak for what the actual diagnosis is here. I would just say that, he had the stinger a couple games ago. Told me tonight it was a stinger again. I think it was the same shoulder. Mitch, left shoulder. Okay. Yeah. We'll give you official, but I think it's just a stinger. Yeah.
Okay. The second one was just mid-range jumper. The last few games feels like it's really been falling at a high level for him. When he's in that type of rhythm, what does it do for him offensively, and what does it do for the offense overall?
Yeah, I think it forces defenses to honor space, and then it allows him to then create opportunities to draw fouls. So it's important. And, we're the sort of funk from 3-point land continues for us. And it feels like it's been that way for a little bit. We probably have had some good shooting games mixed in, but we're struggling right now from beyond the line. So if we can't get layups and we're taking mid-rangers, those mother effers better go in, or we're going to have trouble scoring.
All right, we'll stop right there. JJ, I mean, I was trying to get JJ's attention for a question. Nothing. Literally nothing. Like I wasn't even there. All right, I'm not at the arena. I love how everybody's like, hey, Slee, they cleaned up that court pretty quick there. Damn right they did. I got right out here. All right, let's take some of your comments here and let's keep this thing rolling. All right, just a kind of quick recap. Lakers over the Grizzlies, 116-110. I see a lot of people here also talking about the turnovers. You're not wrong. In any game, a win or a loss, there's things that you could look at and you could say, hey, I really like what they're doing here, or I really hate what they're doing here. On a win or a loss, even with wins, there's things that, obviously this team can improve upon. But I think at the end of the day, getting a W against a good Memphis Grizzlies team when you've been struggling to get wins, where you've lost in blowouts, you've lost in close games, just get a W. Certainly for Memphis, they were feeling good coming into this game. So that's got to feel good for the Lakers to get this win. All right, let's read one of these. Thank you very much for the super here. For most of the season, the Lakers have played with a lack of energy. Tonight, their defensive aggression and movement was on point. And Jelko, thank you very much for the super. Could I just say this? At the absolute worst, and I think this is what was making so many Laker fans frustrated and puzzled about what we were watching against Phoenix and Denver and Miami in Minnesota. I'm just looking at some of those games that there were blowouts in, where all of a sudden people started saying, you heard LeBron saying it, JJ Redick, there was a lack of professionalism. There was a lack of, I don't know if hustle or whatever term that they were using. And then Twitter, you'd have them cut these clips, and these clips were just rolling around on X, where it was the Lakers, nobody playing a lick of defense. It didn't look like they cared. If you can't at least, whatever your occupation is, and for many of us here, I'm pretty sure we're making a little bit less than the league minimum average in the NBA. Guys are making $3 million, $5 million, $8 million, $50 million. The absolute least you can do when you step on the court, don't let anybody question your effort, period. You're making damn good money. People are paying good money. So I'm going to go to the point here. What you just said about they've played with a lack of energy. Tonight, their defensive aggression movement was on point. That might be my most frustrating thing when I watch sports, is when I see a dude, it's like, who's a guy? I don't have his name right off the top of my head. What was it? A linebacker, I think, for the San Francisco 49ers that was like, nah, coach, I'm good. I'm not coming in. Yeah, see what your next job is going to be. At least have the effort. And there is no excuse for any of these Lakers players to have a lack of energy coming in. Let's put it this way. You're going to get your ass kicked. You better be hustling for that entire time that you're getting your ass kicked. Some teams might just be better than you, but at the end of the day, nobody should be questioning the squad's effort. AR, thank you very much for the super. I appreciate it. You're always very, very kind when it comes to that. Slee, they just went against a good team, but that doesn't exonerate the front office. JJ is an excellent coach so far, just saying. Listen, this is a conversation that, we could have. We don't have to have it tonight, but I think there's always going to be questions about what this roster looks like. Is the front office making the right moves? Are they not? I got my show tomorrow morning. So for those who don't know, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m., I go live on YouTube now, Monday through Friday. And I'm going to point out, I got some research to do on this, so hopefully I'm not calling myself out on this. I'm going to point out the trades that have been made over the last year plus. Other teams, yes, is it tougher to make moves? Yes, you got the apron, blah, blah, blah. Other teams have made moves to improve their roster. Pelinka doesn't have any. He certainly doesn't have any excuses by the time we get to January 15th or February. I can't remember off the top of my head what the date. February 9th, maybe something along those lines by the time this trade deadline is done. I don't know if JJ Redick is an excellent coach. I don't know that. But I do know this. that the Lakers recycle coaches, okay, way too often. And that's not on your coach. That's predominantly your front office. If you want to say Frank Vogel wasn't a good coach because the Lakers front office made a bad move to go get Russell Westbrook, go ahead and do it. He got to the NBA Finals and won a championship. If you want to say Darvin Ham wasn't a good coach, you can say it. The problem with Darvin Ham is it felt like he lost the locker room. If you lose the locker room, that's obviously an issue, but he was only around for a couple of years. One of those years got to the Western Conference Finals. I got a feeling JJ Redick's going to get a lot of time. I do. I have a feeling JJ Redick's going to get a long runway to figure out whether he's the right coach for this team moving forward. Because if it's another 2 years, now you got to start talking about changing your front office, not your head coach. You can't have new managers every couple of years. Sometimes you have to say, well, who's hiring the new managers? That's an issue as well. So that's something we don't have to do that tonight, but certainly down the road. Slee, exactly. AD frustrating with 40. He's frustrating because he's amazing. And he's frustrating because there's just too many times with Anthony Davis, you run into moments where you say, where's AD in the second half? Where's AD in the fourth quarter? What do you mean Anthony Davis only had 12 points tonight? How come I don't feel AD's presence? Tonight, I felt like the Lakers basically said, give this dude the damn ball and let him do what he does. By the way, that's on everybody. I think first it's on Anthony Davis, but I also put blame on LeBron. I also put LeBron because the guy's got the ball in his hands a ton as well. I also put blame on JJ Redick and all these other players, but AD gets the most amount of blame because franchise players that are as good as he is, they don't need somebody to remind them that they're good. A win is a win. These are those games that build momentum to beat other good teams. Hopefully that's the case. Salute, Slee. Facts. Great win. Great game, AD. Let's go, Lake Show. I still don't like the dang turnovers. All right, let me get a total here on turnovers. I think I got it. I think it was 20, but let me double check here. I know Memphis had a ton as well. Let's see turnovers. 23 for the Lakers, 21 for the Memphis Grizzlies. Damn. How the hell they win this game committing 23 turnovers? That does not happen often. If you told me that the Lakers were about to play Memphis and Lakers had 23 turnovers, then I would tell you, yeah, they definitely. How much did the Lakers lose the game by? Didn't lose tonight. Let's get another one here. Costas, all the way out in Greece. Costas, appreciate you being a part of the show. You know it's going to be a good week when your morning begins with Slee after a good Lakers win. There it is. That's a nice positive message right there. That's a nice positive message right there. All right, I usually do. I have it here. I think I have it here. Tomorrow morning, we'll start our show at 8 a.m. I usually do quotes, but I had tea tonight, and I saved it for tomorrow. Screw it. Gratitude leads to love. Gratitude leads to love. Look at this. We got these quotes leaking into the postgame show here. Gratitude leads to love. All right, that's just a quote that I was going to use tomorrow, but I just used it tonight. Can I use the same one tomorrow? No, I don't think I can. All right, let me see some more of these comments here, and then I got a couple other angles that I want to take here. And I'm sure we'll get a chance to hear from Anthony Davis. I'm sure we're going to get a chance to hear from AD. We'll hear from, and hopefully LeBron as well. Slee, why did we let Golden State sign Schroeder? I saw that over the weekend too. What was that, yesterday? That's part of my point about the man does not have any excuses. Don't forget the moves Dallas made to basically put themselves in the NBA Finals. Don't forget that it was the Boston Celtics that traded for Porzingis. Dame got traded. Whether that was a good trade or not, he eventually went to Milwaukee. And I'm talking about over the last year and a half or so. Don't tell me trades aren't happening around the NBA. They're happening. And you're either finding a way to improve your team or you're just sitting idle. And that's what Rob Pelinka's been doing. He's been sitting idle. But I know it. You know it. I'm sure Pelinka knows it. Everybody knows it. That, hey, at the end of the day, Lakers are not making a Western Conference champion. Let me tell you how the Lakers would make a Western Conference championship run. I'll explain it to you, okay? AD is dominant. LeBron is still phenomenal at his age. Austin Reaves becomes the fourth or fifth best player on your team because you went out there and you made a trade. Jared Vanderbilt comes back. He's incredibly healthy. And Rob Pelinka went out and made a trade for a backup big man and a wing. That's how the Lakers would have to get to the Western Conference Finals. They would, or compete in the West. They're going to need all these things to kind of go their way. Now, what they did show is, hey, we can take down a Memphis Grizzlies team on any given night. They hung with, who were some of the other teams? Well, Minnesota, they didn't hang with. To be honest with you, I don't even want to go too early in the season because that was so long ago. This team has been so up and down since, so I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Nick T, thank you for the super, brother. Can we get a serviceable backup center, please? Well, think about what they've had happen. Jackson Hayes has been out. Christian Wood, they thought they were going to use. So far the answer is no. So far the answer is, unfortunately, no. I had a conversation with Jovan Buha about a week and a half ago or so. I hopped on his podcast. And the conversation came up about Walker Kessler. I don't know what Walker Kessler is going to I don't know what he's going to cost you, but I like the idea of a 23-year-old, 24-year-old that this isn't a rental. This is somebody that you could have for multiple years, and whatever the future is for the Lakers, he could be a part of that, a part of the franchise as well. All right, let's get some more of these here in before we go to some of I know the interviews are going to start rolling in as well. I know, guys. Vanderbilt is not coming back. January. He's coming back January. I mean, damn, they've been kicking that can down the road. All right, let's see what else we have here. Front office doesn't want to pay the Lakers tax. Well, let me tell you something. Sometimes if you want to make stuff happen, you better write Uncle Sam a check because Uncle Sam also gets paid. So if it's going to take that to get a deal done, then you're going to have to go figure out how to get a deal done. Okay, a couple more of these here. We just beat the number 2 seed. Don't make trades. We are still contenders. What's the goal? Is the goal to beat the number 2 seed in a regular season game on December 15th? Or is the goal to see what your body of work has been all season? They're 14-12. Oh, I'm definitely going to make a trade. I'm definitely trying to make a trade. Okay, it's not exactly Anthony Davis. I thought we'd be waiting for AD on this one, but let's hear a little bit. Here's somebody hopping in for the Lakers in the starting lineup, hustling like crazy. Here's Max Christie.
A little while before the game that I was going to start, and it was kind of just you're going to start. We want you to bring energy and effort on the defensive end. Obviously, my main assignment tonight was Ja Morant, so my mind was kind of just focused on trying to make it as tough as I could for him. He's a really dynamic player. He's a really good player, so I want to just do as good of a job as I can, just kind of making it tough for him. And I thought I did a decent job of that tonight.
Max, JJ referenced that the immediate would just be how you fit with the team right now, and then also looking at the big picture and kind of your development.
Jesus.
How are you feeling about that as you continue here? And your 21 year.
Yeah, I mean it feels good, and it's pretty cool kind of just to see the progression and the growth in terms of just me over the last 3 years, to be honest. And I think I've slowly gotten a little bit better. I've been put in more tense situations, more important situations, and I think these are good experiences for me, guarding a dynamic player like Ja, being in at the end of the game. And I think it's cool for me just to kind of reflect on the growth that I've had, and then I want to keep that going.
Max, the Grizzlies have been as hot as any team in the league coming into tonight, and obviously you guys hadn't been playing your best basketball. What did you see about the group's approach tonight that could be you could replicate moving forward?
I mean, I think it starts on the defensive end for us. I think we did a really, really good job just kind of keeping the ball in front for the most part. They're really good at driving the ball middle. They're really good at their cutting when they drive middle. They have a good wheel action that they run. So I thought we did a decent job defending that. And then offensively, I thought we got to the free throw line a good amount. And I thought we got to the layup. We got a lot of layups and dunks. We got a lot of easy baskets, something we kind of emphasize as a team before the game. We need some easy baskets. And I think we got plenty of those tonight from dunks and layups and backdoor cuts and whatnot. And then Bron and AD had a 40-point game. I mean, he's phenomenal, obviously, on the offensive end, so that obviously helps. But Bron had a good game coming back. AR had a great game coming back. So, there's a collection of a lot of things for sure.
All right, let me say this. I want to say this real quick on Max Christie, and then we'll just kind of keep moving on the conversation. I know we have a ton of comments here. Okay, so Max Christie coming into the year, probably a little bit of hype like there has been the last couple of years. And then it all went away really quick. Then all our attention shifted to Dalton Connect. And then Dalton Connect just started completely killing it. And then it was basically we found the next Larry Bird. And then Dalton Connect came back down to reality. Teams made adjustments on him, and he's slowed down. He's come to a complete halt, if that's the right way to put it. Max Christie's getting more opportunities now, and I think he's getting opportunities for a couple of reasons. Number one, the dude plays defense. There's always effort on the defensive side. You don't have to give him the ball to convince him, I'm going to play defense. So I'll give him credit for that. Now, is Max Christie the exact player that we were hoping for so far this year? Offensively, I would tell you no. Had some mistakes. Remember, he had committed a foul when the Lakers needed to get a stop, and it was a careless error from him. Ja Morant, 6 for 21. I do want to give Max Christie some of that credit. The one thing I'll say about him, you never got to question his effort or his energy, and he doesn't have the leash for that. The guy's third year in the NBA. If he wants to get playing time, he better be all over the place, and he better be finding ways to help this Lakers team win a game. And whether that it doesn't have to be with 15 points and 10 rebounds, but it does have to at least be on the defensive side. But I like what he said. Lakers won this game very simply put in that first half. They gave up 20 points in the first quarter. They gave up 26 points in the second quarter. Memphis might be the number one offensive team. I thought I heard Spectrum say that during the broadcast. Don't quote me on it, but they're not typically putting up 46 points in the first half. And a lot of their points kind of came towards the end. That 33 they had in the fourth quarter, free throws, this, blah, blah, blah. They were playing desperate. Anthony Davis was out of the game for a portion. There was a stretch there where Anthony Davis was out. So I do give the Lakers credit on the defensive side. If you're a squad that can't get stops, you don't really have – if you think you're going to be putting up 130 points a night, if you're the Sacramento Kings and it's like, hey, we'll just try to beat them because we're going to score 130. Let me tell you something. You're not a threat in the NBA. You're not. All these teams that are having success in the NBA, they can get stops. Why can they have success in the NBA? Because not every single night the shot's going to fall for you. But can you muddy the water? Can you make it difficult for the other team? Can you catch rhythm because all of a sudden you got a couple of stops and you're scoring on the other end? I think tonight's a good example. Lakers play defense. You needed AD to drop 40. You needed two other guys to really contribute as well. That's kind of your recipe right there. And I can't tell you that the Lakers can do that, 5 out of 7 games, 6 out of 7 games. I don't have that answer, but I do know that that's what they're going to need to do, something along those lines in order to have success. Let's see another one here. Dennis the Menace trade to Warriors felt like a slap in the face. We had the same assets, and Nets didn't even take our call. I don't know what goes on in the background, but I will tell you this. Who knows? Maybe Dennis Schroeder didn't want to come back to the Los Angeles Lakers. Maybe he was done with the Lakers. Maybe he kind of thought to himself, yeah, let me try something new. Maybe he looked at both teams and said, all right, let me think here. Would I rather play for the Warriors? Would I rather play for the Lakers? You obviously don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but I do appreciate obviously I appreciate the super. I get it that Lakers take it as a slap in the face. I get that. I get that Laker fans say, here we go again. But guys, let me say this. I do think there are times where the fan base collectively as the Lakers, there are times where I'm like, God, we make too many excuses. You either make it happen or you don't. Maybe I just think of the great Dr. Jerry Buss and Jerry West and some of these others. There were never excuses. Here's AD.
Did a good job of making them take tough shots, earn tough shots. Got away at the end of the third. We were able to, stay poised, stay calm, get it back, and then ultimately win the game.
JJ mentioned the pregame show trying to find that fifth guy to kind of fit with you forward. He wanted a defensive presence. Did you feel like Max really fit that role tonight? You mentioned him.
Yeah. Max also gave us, some stuff on the offensive end, the shooting ability to back cut and drive, make plays for others. So, Max been playing well. We're going to continue to need that from him. We're going to put him on some of the best guards, in the league when we play these teams. And he's taking a challenge. We know he's going to make mistakes, and we're there to cover him. But, we want him to be ultra aggressive on the ball. and we just got to have it back.
With most of the lineup back tonight, just in terms of the rotation, did it feel a little bit of normalcy offensively with the way the ball was moving in the flow?
Yeah, we just wanted to get back to who we were in the beginning of the season, moving the basketball, sharing the basketball. That's it. Touching the paint, spraying out if defense is collapsing, and look real good tonight.
Eddie, we saw what happened with Edie, kind of reached down, grabbed your arm a little bit. You tried to stay in the game and looked like you tried to go for a loose ball and knew something wasn't right. What were you feeling in that moment, and how'd you get through it?
Just a little stinger. Just went in the back, got some work done. I had 4 fouls anyway, so about time. About time for me to come out anyway. So, told me I wasn't going back to the 4th, and went back there, got some treatment. Get some feeling back, some strength back. For me to finish the game.
Feel okay right now, or are you still feeling some of it? Yes.
When you guys were going through your struggles not that long ago, one of them.
All right, we'll stop it right there. I wanted to make sure we kind of got an idea of how he was feeling health-wise, so doesn't look like it's something that we got to worry about too much. Did you hear what Anthony Davis said right there, too, about the ball moving around? That's what they felt like they were doing in the beginning. That's kind of what I mean when I was talking about LeBron. That ball's got to move. Guys, basketball is it's a simple game. The less that ball moves, the more set your defense is going to be. The more that ball moves, just naturally, there are easier shots that you're going to get. It makes it, by the way, you're tiring out the defense, and now all of a sudden they got to go play offense too. They're probably winded because of what happened was happening on the defensive side. So I agree when AD says that, and I think that is kind of one of the only ways the Lakers can have success is if they're doing exactly what he said. That ball's got to be moving. Let me read a couple of these comments here. Whenever there's an interview or something like that, it allows me to kind of look in the chats here a little bit more. It took Andrew F. It took Memphis having an atrocious game to win by 6 with AD having an excellent game. Okay, let's keep going here. I'm going to come back to Andrew here. You guys will see the theme that I'm going with here. Come on. We all see how bad this Lakers team is. I'm surprised we won. Okay, let me ask Andrew. And let me ask Grumpy Old Guy, which, by the way, that's an awesome name. That's an awesome name. If you ever have a positive comment, Grumpy Old Guy, I'll be very disappointed. Stick to, if that's your handle or your name or something like that, then you got to go with that theme. I'll ask Andrew and Grumpy Old Guy. So Lakers beat Memphis, a team that had won 10 out of their last 11 games. What do you want me to do then? Pretend they didn't beat them? Or come on this show and just say, hey, they still suck, even though they beat a Memphis team that's really good, and this is one of the more impressive wins that the Lakers have had all year. What do you guys want me to say? What am I supposed to say? What? So when the Lakers win, am I supposed to demolish them as well? They control the entire game all game long. Maybe some of the reason why Memphis had such a bad game is because of the Lakers' defense. Maybe some of the reason why yes, it took Anthony Davis to drop 40. You're 100% right. Well, maybe that is a lot of the success that the Lakers will have if Anthony Davis is excellent, and Anthony Davis is an excellent player. But if I can't compliment the Lakers tonight, when the hell am I going to compliment them? And I'm not walking away from the show telling everybody, watch out, Lakers are going to represent the West in the NBA Finals. No, I've told you, this team's not good enough to make a real run. They got to go make some trades. Guys got to get healthy. Players like Anthony Davis he's got to be excellent basically every night. Bron also has to adjust as well, understand his age and say, okay, let me be a little bit more strategic and rely on some of these other players. These other players have to also be a lot more consistent as well. For the love of Jesus, if I can't compliment them tonight, then when? When the hell do I do it then? Let's get another one here. By the way, I genuinely mean this. I don't care what your guys' comments are. If that's how you feel, you put it in the chat. We'll have a conversation about it. That actually is what makes, in my opinion, a lot of these post-game shows fun. You definitely don't have to agree with me on everything that I say, and it makes it a more interesting back and forth. AR, AR, thank you again. Look at AR, man. Freaking every post-game show. Jesus, AR, thank you. Thank you. Sleep. They let them walk Dennis and sign Gabe Vincent. That's the genius of our front office. Listen, I am not somebody trying to sell somebody else that this front office is better than all the other front offices. Let me actually walk you guys. I was going to do this tomorrow, but I'll do some of it now, and I'll do a little bit more tomorrow. I was watching Houston OKC yesterday. I'm having dinner with my girl, and the game's on in one of the backgrounds of one of the TVs. And I told her, I said, let me explain to you both teams. And I gave her a little bit of background about the Thunder and how Sam Presti is arguably the best president of basketball operations in all of basketball, period. Okay? Made a mistake trading James Harden. I think we all agree with that. Look how he's rebuilt that franchise, and they're going to be good for years to come. Okay? I explained Houston, Ime Udoka. Whatever his situation was in Boston, new owner came in. I forget the owner, Ferretti. I forget the owner. Owner came in a few years ago. They kind of bottomed out. Then one got a really, really good coach, and all of a sudden now these two franchises obviously are having tremendous success. I still think Houston's behind. They're a couple years behind, but OKC, they're phenomenal. They'll get healthy, more experience, everything else that they're doing. There's some really good front offices in this league. And the Lakers have a lot of advantages over other front offices. They're in the LA market. It's a prestigious franchise. All the endorsement money that you can make. Superstars always play in LA, for the Lakers. But it doesn't mean that your franchise is automatically going to be successful. So the front office has work to do. And that's a kind way of me to put it, is the front office has work to do. All right, let's see some more here. Did I miss another interview? No, I didn't miss another interview. Let's see what else we got here. Trade D'Lo. Sign Rondo again. We need Rondo, and he could still play. Rondo can't still play. Isn't Rondo coaching something? Isn't he doing something along those lines? I think the concept of a guy like Rondo, really the player, this one always hurts me. From what I understand, there were Lakers probably could have got Mike Conley when they got D'Angelo Russell. Imagine Mike Conley 2 years ago on this Lakers team. That's the kind of point guard that the Lakers needed. That's the kind of point guard that they needed. All right, let's see a couple more here. What are we at? Already 42 minutes. I just want to see if Bron's going to talk. Okay, here's what the Lakers got coming up. Let me actually get something off my chest here real quick. So there's a lot being made right now about the NBA and their ratings. I guess the league's ratings have been 48% drop over the last 12 years. And this year alone, they're down 28% on ESPN. That was according to Front Office Sports. Okay, that's been a conversation. But I started talking about it when we first started the post game. And then kind of when I started, I'm like, are you really leading with this? Let me do it a little bit later. Guys, a game of basketball, today's game, God dang, they just kill the flow. They just kill the flow. NBA is such a beautiful game when the game doesn't get interrupted and stopped. Imagine watching a movie. It's a great movie. And the first 3/4 of the movie, you're like, man, this is really, really good. And then you're getting into that last 10% of the movie. And then all of a sudden, the movie stops. And the lights get turned on. Everybody's looking at you. Why is the movie stopped? Oh, we just got to, we want to show you a couple of commercials real quick. Okay, but this is literally the climax of the movie. This is the best part of the movie. And then they start playing the movie again for another minute. Then they stop. Lights turn back on. Why are the lights back on? Anybody want popcorn? No, we don't want popcorn. We don't want popcorn. We just want you to keep playing the movie. Can you turn the lights down and play the movie? That's the NBA today. The NBA has, I feel like there's 39 reviews. I feel like there's stoppage for everything. I think they have to review everything. Okay, that elbow, was it intentional? Was it not intentional? The game has no flow. The game already has issues because there's no creativity to the game. The game already has issues because everyone's jacking up threes and no one is Steph Curry. Everybody thinks they're Steph Curry, but nobody is Steph Curry. Can we at least just not kill the flow of the game? I felt like that was going on a lot today. And then you got the 23 turnovers and all the fouls. Do you guys see how many fouls? Let me catch the exact free throws. Memphis took 30 and Lakers took 39. Do you think somebody went out, paid tickets so they can watch 69 free throws being taken? Probably not. Let's take a quick listen. Look at the timing by Al. Finished everything, and then we got LeBron. What a professional. What a professional this Sliwa.
I felt pretty good. It's very rare throughout a course of a season where you can take advantage of a schedule, and I was able to do that over the past week.
Was the energy where you wanted it to be?
Yeah, it was where I wanted it to be.
Defensively, JJ praised you individually as well, and especially Max. He was kind of looking for that fifth guy to fit. Talk about Max's performance tonight.
It was great. I mean, Jay's kind of been like seeing who could be that fifth guy alongside me, Rui, and AR and AD. So Max came in, tough assignment with Ja, obviously the head of the snake, and I thought he did a great job of just trying to make it tough on him. He also contributed on the offensive end too.
Once you guys were eliminated from the cup, like this part of the schedule kind of came together and shook out. Can you kind of take us through the timeline as like when you saw it as an opportunity and how your foot played a role in that decision?
Probably the Saturday after the Hawks game, felt my foot, felt my body. After that Hawks game, after that last road trip, and I did my pregame workout on that Sunday for the Portland game, and decided that it was probably best that I probably take that game off, and then looking, forward to the schedule. We didn't play again until Friday in Minnesota. But if I had an opportunity to take more days and get my mind, body, and everything just, where I wanted it to be for tonight, and it worked out.
I think your next game you're going to play more regular minutes than anybody else has ever played in this game. Mentally, what does it take? And I guess even how valuable is 7 days? Forget the foot, like just for.
Yeah, I mean, it's very rare. I mean, to be honest, if you can get a break in the schedule like that, and so it was a very easy decision for myself and for the team and for my trainer to be able to take advantage of those days just for everything, and so it was great.
All right, that's Braun right there. We'll stop it right there. I will say this, and I mentioned it a little bit earlier. I definitely. By the way, let's do this real quick. It's been a while since we've got a chance to do this. We haven't done roll call in a while. Roll call is very simple. You just tell me where you're tuning in from. I'll give your city a shout out or your state a shout out if you're outside of Cali, or any part of the world that you're in, because I know Laker fans are everywhere, and certainly have learned that from not just this channel, but feel free to let me know where you're tuning in from, and I'll try to give you guys a shout out. But let's go back to here to Braun real quick. I'll come back to all that stuff. So here's the funny thing. I think about this. LeBron in the middle of the season, we're just a quarter over the season, he gets 7 days off, and this isn't the All-Star break, and he's an All-Star every single year, so he really doesn't get time off then. Yeah, whatever the hell he needed to do, that was good. Now, if he'd have missed tonight's game, then I would have told you that he's got a real issue. But great to see that he had the opportunity to take tonight off, or I'm sorry, to take the game off against Portland, to take the game off against the Minnesota Timberwolves, didn't have to go on the road trip. I mean, to be honest with you, I really wanted him on that road trip against Minnesota because the Lakers just can't afford to be handing away L's right now or grabbing L's. But at the end of the day, if LeBron's not healthy, you understand he's 39, about to turn 40 years old. He's got to do whatever he's got to do to pace himself for 82 games. And if he ends up playing 65 games, bravo. If he ends up playing 70 games, bravo. If he ends up playing 60 games, okay, I get it. The man's 39. So we'll see what eventually happens on that front. We'll do let's do some of this. Let me find where everybody's tuning in from, and then I want to talk Kings, and we're going to get the hell out of here because I'm back on tomorrow morning. All right, so we got here. Nashville, Tennessee. Thank you for being a part of the show. Light Bulb Coffee in the house. That's right, Light Bulb Coffee. La Mesa down in San Diego. Rosetta, thank you for being a part of the show. Rochester, New York. Hello from Jersey. Thank you for being here. Mount Vernon, Washington. Crenshaw, Alabama. Guadalupe. Maui, Hawaii. Maui, David, what kills me, bro, is I've been doing this postgame show on YouTube for a long time. Not one time did I get an invite from Maui. Not one time did Maui say, hey, Al, bring all your equipment out here to Maui. Let's do some postgame shows over here. North Hollywood, thank you for tuning in. Anaheim. LA. All right, Guadalupe, we got, let's see what else we got here. From the 818 San Fernando Valley, Seattle. Thank you for being in the house. AR, okay, AR. Didn't know he's from Seattle. Boulder, Colorado. Thank you for being a part of the show. Mexico in the house. Mount Vernon, Washington, but from Orange County. Thank you for being here. Holland. This is what I'm talking about. San Clemente, Temple City, Boulder. I mentioned 757. Not sure where that is. California in the house. Let's see what else we got here. Cal State, Fullerton, LA, a lot of Guadalupes. We got it, Guadalupe. We got it. We got that one. New Jersey in the house. Watching them drones. What the hell's going on with those stories? Diamond Bar. Thank you for being in the part of the show. On vacation in Cape Town. Look at Seiko. In Cape Town right now, still tuning in. Whittier, 5th and Figueroa. All right, I appreciate you guys all being a part of the show. If I miss you, East LA in the house. Israel, thank you very much for being a part of the show. Yeah, we got people from everywhere. UK, Lawndale. Not surprised, by the way. Laker fans are everywhere. Okay, let's quickly preview here the Sacramento Kings. So Lakers are going to have 2 road games against the Sacramento Kings. Kings, listen, Kings have always done well against the Lakers. Their pace, I know, certainly doesn't help. They got DeMar DeRozan. They're a very average team so far this year. Literally average, as in 13-13 average so far this year. Now, they got a game coming up. When do they play Denver? They play Denver tomorrow, and then both teams won't play again until, Thursday this week? So weird. Lakers to have this much time off. It's because they got the NBA Cup, I want to say, going on Tuesday. They're going to have Milwaukee versus OKC. But 2 games coming up against Sacramento, at Sacramento on Thursday, at Sacramento on Saturday, and then we only got a couple games before we get to Christmas. So winnable games, if I could be honest with everybody, I'll take a split, win one, lose one. I'll walk away with that. I think that would be fine if the Lakers, eventually did that against the Sacramento Kings team that surely, will certainly be ready to take on the Lakers. Okay, final couple of here. Monterey, California. Thank you for being a part of the show. You used to go to Monterey. Every Thanksgiving, we had family in Monterey. We used to always go up there and spend some time in Monterey. Just phenomenal part of the state of California. All right, my people. I think that's all we got for tonight. That's a lot. 52 minutes. 52 minutes. Lakers over the Memphis Grizzlies, 116-110. If you guys want some more Lakers basketball, I got you covered tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. I'll have kind of some more specific storylines. It won't be just reacting to after the game. Trades that have gone down over the last year and a half, why there's no excuses for the front office. I'll spend a little bit of time on that. We'll expand a little bit more on the Dennis Schroeder deal that went in. And then, of course, we got NFL football that we got to get into, see if there's anything going on the MLB free agency front. So we'll hit on anything that we think is relevant. And, the hope is that I'm obviously catering to the audience. So thank you very much for being a part of the show. I appreciate you guys being a part of the post-game show. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your night, your Sunday night. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Please subscribe to the channel. I pointed at you guys. That was a complete threat right there. Please subscribe to the channel. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night.